Dr. Alec Kanosia, also known as Healthy Gamer GG, also known as Dr. K, is a psychiatrist, known for his integration of both Eastern spiritual wisdom and Western modern science in his pursuit to support people with their mental health.
Not everyone who is bald is screwed.
And Andrew Tate is, well, Andrew Tate.
The world at large has told you, watch Netflix, eat the bugs. Watch Disney, don't have a sword. Don't walk around with a sword. That's what they want you to do.
In a recent episode of the Diary of the CEO podcast, Dr. K spoke about Andrew Tate, and what he said may change your mind about this toxic masculinity movement.
What we need to understand is it's the people who hate that toxic masculinity that are driving these people towards it. If you are a man and you say, I am suffering today, what is the response that you're going to get?
Shut up.
Absolutely. So if you are listening to Steven say people tell you to shut up, and your first thought as a listener is, no, that's not true, that's the problem.
Here, Dr. K makes the point that not only do men feel like they don't have emotional support, but there's also a pushback when we talk about it, and that is where the problem lies. If we have a group of people trying to call out for help and we ignore them or even shun them, is the problem going to get better or is it going to escalate? There are clearly feelings of isolation and of loneliness within men, and if we invalidate those feelings, they're just going to get worse.
So there is one group of people on the planet who says, yes, your life does suck. And that's these toxic masculine people. They're the only people that truly validate men's experiences. Because everyone else says, why are you complaining? And these guys say, yeah, you're a fucking loser. What are you going to do about it?
As men, we're often taught to face our problems head on, to work, to find a solution, to get ourselves out of the hole that we find ourselves in. But unfortunately, not all issues can be solved on your own. And this is added on to all those regular, everyday difficulties like your financial and your career stresses. Imagine you're suffering, and it's something you've been dealing with for a while and you just can't find a way out. And you have one group telling you that basically you're lying, that you don't have this issue, and the other group telling you this is how you work your way out, this is your solution. Who are you going to side with? And to be clear, I don't agree with what a lot of Andrew Tate says, especially when he talks about what makes a man, and he says that the key to happiness is women and cars and money, which to be honest seems like a 12-year-old's idea of happiness. But some of what he says does resonate with me. The idea of taking accountability, of working hard, it's not only important, but it also empowers the individual. Fortunately, I'm able to cipher through all the falsities and the hyperbole, but someone in a more desperate situation may not be able to do so, and they may latch onto the advice, whether it's misguided or not. If you feel lost, if you feel powerless, and the only people validating these struggles are advocating a particular lifestyle, no matter how exaggerated it is, it may feel like the only way out.
So are you saying there that as a society, we should take on more of the responsibility for some of these big fundamental issues that men and people in crisis can't solve for themselves?
Subtly, no. Not a society. Because as a society, who's part? No. I mean you. I mean, your listeners as individuals need to take responsibility.
Dr. K argues that the solution to this toxic masculinity movement is not society. It's you, it's me, it's all of us. If we continue to view things through such a broad societal scope, we forget that we're all individuals with our own pain and our own struggles. Sure, in general, men may have a privilege and advantage in lots of different avenues. That doesn't mean the individual man can't struggle just as much as a woman can on a personal level. So we all need to start taking responsibility for having compassion for the men in our lives, for not pushing this narrative that men aren't struggling, that these masculine traits are inherently negative things.
Unless everyone who is listening to this podcast goes out and literally hugs a man, no one else is going to do it. Because if you don't do it, who's going to do it?
And on just the most basic level, if someone's made a change that you think is a bad thing, or if they're expressing an opinion or behaving in a certain way you don't agree with, just take a moment to think about where this may come from. Because our behavior, our actions, and our opinions, they all come from something. Perhaps, in this case, it's just coming from a place of pain.
So when someone starts believing this toxic masculinity, what is the response? Do people ever ask, like, help me understand what your life is like? Like, what do you like about this person? Because everyone's going to them for a reason, but we never bother to ask, why are you listening to this person? What does this mean to you?
Look, I used to think all the people following Andrew Tate were a bunch of idiots. That the lifestyle he's preaching is not only fake, But it's also just not what most people need to be happy. But after watching this video and reflecting on my own experiences and opinions, I can kind of see why people are drawn to him. I don't blame people for trying to find solutions to their problems. More so, I blame the fact that they feel they have to go this far to work through their issues, and that's something I think we all have a part in. I'd really recommend anyone go check out this podcast. It was really insightful. Not only did they talk about men's mental health, but also tips and tricks and protocols anyone can kind of use to improve their relationship with their emotions. The link's in the description. I personally have started implementing meditation. I'll be making a video about my journey through beginner meditation very soon, so make sure you subscribe to make sure you don't miss that. I know you're all buzzing. But aside from that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave any feedback, it would be more than welcome. I am trying to improve after all. And have a lovely day. Bye.